In the winter of 1959, 9 experienced Soviet hikers died on the eastern slope of Kholat Syakhl in the northern Ural Mountains. Today, we'll walk through what is known, the facts, official findings, and the main explanations that investigators have considered. The group were students and graduates from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov. The party started with 10 members, but one turned back due to illness. 9 continued. They were experienced hikers preparing for a Category 3 winter route and were expected back by February 12, 1959. After the group's disappearance, relatives demanded a search. On February 26th, searchers found the group's tent on the slope, cut open from the inside and badly damaged. Shoes and warm clothes were left behind. Tracks of people in socks, single shoes, or barefoot led down to the tree line about 1.5 kilometers away. Near a large Siberian pine, the rescuers found the first 2 bodies, poorly clothed and close to a small fire. Medical examiners concluded 6 of the hikers died of hypothermia. 3 had fatal physical injuries, 1 had major skull damage, and 2 had severe chest fractures. Forensic examiners judged that the chest and skull damage required very large force, comparable to a car crash. Several bodies recovered from the creek showed soft tissue damage to the face. Investigators considered some of that post-mortem and possibly the result of exposure or scavenging. The 1959 inquest recorded no evidence of other people at the site and concluded the deaths were caused by a compelling natural force. The criminal case was closed in May 1959 due to lack of a guilty party. Over the decades, several explanations have been advanced. The most widely discussed are avalanche. The official Russian investigation reopened in 2019 and in 2020 concluded an avalanche was the most likely cause, forcing a sudden evacuation, exposure, and later death. In 2021, researchers showed how a slab avalanche could explain tent damage and some injuries. Katabatic wind. A violent downslope wind could have made the tent untenable and forced the hikers outside into the dark and storm, a possibility raised by a later Swedish-Russian expedition. Infrasound panic. One hypothesis suggests wind patterns could have produced infrasound that triggered panic. This idea attempts to explain why the party fled the tent in partial clothing. Military tests. Some researchers noted military activity in the region and have proposed that parachute mines or tests could explain loud explosions and certain internal type injuries. This remains speculative and was not the official finding. Other ideas, animal attack, homicide by locals, or interpersonal violence, were investigated and largely discounted by authorities because of lack of supporting forensic or footprint evidence. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most examined tragedies of the 20th century. Officially, in 2020, Russian prosecutors named an avalanche as the most likely cause, and later scientific work has shown mechanisms by which snow slab movement could account for some injuries. Still, alternative hypotheses persist, and the case continues to draw attention, largely because of the unusual combination of facts found at the scene. All facts in this video are drawn from the Dyatlov Pass investigation records and public reports.